Hey, Aaron Rabinowitz here for Red Giant TV. Ever since we produced our first film, Plot Device, and then more recently, Order Up and Form 17, we've been emailed with lots of questions. How do you come up with your ideas? How long was your shoot? What cameras did you use? What software did you use? You guys are awesome. Would you like to meet young singles in your area? Pretty sure that last one was spam, and the one before that isn't a question, but hey, cool, thanks! But anyway, in this episode of Red Giant TV, director Seth Worley will take you behind the scenes of Form 17 and walk you through our process from start to finish. Take it from here, Seth.
Every short that we set out to do is born out of a challenge. Create something that shows off a product, but is cool enough to stand on its own. This time, the product was Pluralize 3, a tool that makes syncing multiple video and audio tracks effortless. So right off the bat, we knew we'd be shooting something with multiple camera and audio sources, and to get the most out of this setup, it would need to be fairly dialogue heavy, which would be a nice contrast to our previous shorts, neither of which featured a whole lot of dialogue. Years ago, I had an idea for a short film about a volcanologist on Take Your Daughter to Work Day, but obviously finding a volcano in Nashville to shoot around would be problematic, so Aaron recommended changing it to a bomb diffuser, so I set about writing that. The first idea I got actually was to put the bomb in the trunk of the Mr. Slice Guy car from Order Up, implying that this was the most unlucky delivery guy in the history of time. Doing research, I found several official interview forms that schools use on Take Your Daughter to Work Day, so as an experiment, I filled out one of those forms in character as the dad, and I knew immediately that this was going to be the skeleton for the story structure. I wrote an outline, then I got extensive notes and ideas back from Neil Hoppy and Aaron Rabinowitz. I wrote a draft of the script, then got more extensive notes and ideas from Neil and Aaron, wrote another draft, and so on for the remainder of time. We actually managed to get a meeting with Lieutenant Cherry of the Tennessee Highway Patrol Bomb Squad. He gave us a lot of great insight into terminology and protocol, helping us inject as much authenticity as possible. After that, Neil and I proceeded to do a series of incriminating Google searches. We agreed that the more homemade the bomb looked, the scarier it would be. So, continuing Neil's legacy of dangerous-looking props, Neil proceeded to build the bomb in his garage in plain sight of his children and neighbors. We had one day to shoot all 14 pages of dialogue. To help give you some perspective, some would consider this the equivalent of sticking a fork into an electrical socket or lighting oneself on fire. Alleviating the stress, however, was the fact that we were shooting with two cameras, a Canon 5D Mark III and a 7D. On several takes, we would also have a third camera and my iPhone, which Cammy was using as a prop on screen. We used the app Filmic Pro to lock the phone's frame rate at 24p. Our audio was recorded to a Tascam audio recorder, and we slated everything to help with labeling shots and takes, though Pluralize would not need any of the slate's information to do its job later. Another thing we had that allowed us to accomplish an insane shoot like this was a fantastic cast and crew, which consisted of Chip Arnold, Cammy York Hall, Micah Lanier, Cameron Childs, Director of Photography Mark Cowart, B camera operator Jeremy Gonzalez, grip and gaffer Brian Ellison, sound man Matt Hale, script supervisor Jeremy Flick, and overqualified production assistant Paul Conrad. After the shoot, I brought all of our footage through Magic Bullet Grinder to convert it all to ProRes. This step isn't necessary for working with Pluralize, it just makes the footage more edit-friendly. Then I synced all of the video and audio, which was a breeze. I simply drag and dropped all of my footage and audio into Pluralize 3 and clicked Synchronize. Once it was done, I exported it to Final Cut 7, where I would be editing the film. Once I had a workable cut, I tackled the several effect shots for the film. Since we wanted to save time on the day and not have to keep resetting a practical timer on set, we shot the timer blank, and then brought those into After Effects to figure out the perfect look for the timer. I also needed to blow up a car, which we chose to show from the POV of the daughter's iPhone. We shot the plate for that on a 5D with Cammy operating camera, and we used stock explosions from Video Copilot's Action Essentials to do the exploding, combined with some no light factory flares. Then I exported the shot at an extremely low resolution, and brought it back into Final Cut and used select segments of that to simulate some digital turbulence. The last of the effect shots involved using no light factory to simulate police lights just off screen in a few shots. Then I did a color treatment in Final Cut with Magic Bullet Colorista and Magic Bullet Mojo. For the title sequences, Aaron suggested using the timer motif. I thought it would be cool to make the last letter of people's names a number counting down to their name. I worked with artist Paul Conrad to develop a look for the type, then did some messing around in After Effects until we had something pretty cool. My brother Ben scored the film in half a week, knocking it out of the park as usual. We decided early on that we should score the bomb, not the humor or the characters. That way the emotional beats would resonate naturally and not feel forced. And then the bomb goes up. At this point, one thing we still hadn't figured out was a title. On set, we jokingly referred to the film as Bomb Dad, starring Kevin James or Tim Allen or Ernie Hudson, depending on what decade we were going to release this. We proceeded to spend the 3 weeks of post-production thinking of every bad title imaginable. Work Day, Career Day, Shadow Day, The Shadow Knows, Render Safe, 3 Men and a Little Lady and a Bomb, Butterfly Kisses, Bomberfly Kisses, Butterfly Explosions, Boom, Blast Survey, How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love My Dad, Arlington Road, The Shirt Locker, Official Job Title, Binary, Bombing the Interview, Questioning Authority, Hard Questions, 1089, Cutting the Cord, Wire Cutters, First Response, The Bomb Diggity, Chekhov's Bomb Device, Father Time, EO Dad, Primers, Spark Sensitivity, Blasting Agent, Booster Seat, Hazard Class, Inflammatory Questions, Triggered Response, Excess Baggage, Junk in the Trunk, Family Problem, Hot Seat, C3H5NO33, Shocks and Discontinuities, Parallel Circuits, Relative Thermodynamics, The Lovely Bombs, Star Trek, The Wrath of Bombs, Guess Who's Bombing the Dinner, John Carter of Mars, and Bombs. American Bomb. This is how we do it. Powder 2. The Land Before Bombs. The Land C4 Time. C4 and After. Terminal Velocity 2. F-Bomb. H-Bomb. A-Bomb. Bomb and Cash. Bomb Balboa. Get Bomb. The Bomb. Demolition Man. Kramer vs. Bombs. Doomtown. The Lieutenant's Daughter. What's in the Trunk? Trigger Man. Trigger Seat. Trigger Butt. Armed and Dangerous starring John Candy. Edward Bombhands. Bomb Jockey. Connective. The Sound of One Bomb Exploding. Do Androids Dream of Electric Bombs? Father of the Bomb. Spawn. Remember the Titans. Countdown. Pressure. Family Time. Field Day. Field Trip. First Priority. Bombs Now. Breaking Dad. You, Me, and Debris. Bombs Away. Some dads just can't get rid of a bomb. Baby boomers. For every pair of bombs you buy, we give a pair to an orphan. My Little Bomby Tales. Strawberry Bomb Cake. My Dad the Diffuser. Armageddon. Daddy Bomb Care. Armageddon 3. I like big bombs and I cannot lie. After properly deflating every ounce of creative energy we had, we finally decided on the title. We would name it after the daughter's interview form.
Thanks for watching the making of Form 17. If you haven't seen the film, you can check it out at redgiant.com/Form 17. Don't forget, you can get a free trial of all the Red Giant products shown in this video, including the new Pluralize 3 at redgiant.com. Just click on Free Trial from any product page. There's also a bunch of free software like Magic Bullet Quick Looks free and Colorista free as well. And if you're into free, don't forget to check out our site for free presets at redgiantpeople.com. As always, keep up with the latest news from Red Giant by following us on Twitter, Facebook, and on our blog. Once again, I'm Aaron Rabinowitz for Red Giant TV. See you next time.